Hi everyone and welcome to beautiful Dalarna. Rob and I are here right now for a little bit of holiday time, although we are filming this video for you so that we can share all this beauty with you guys. And we're here with our friends Lisa and Viola and staying at Lisa's parents' cabin. So a big shout out and thank you to them. Thanks Anne and Janne for letting us stay in this gorgeous place. We are quite deep in the woods here, and when we arrived, it's such an instant calm and quiet. Guys, it's so quiet here. It's so nice to sleep. And we have this gorgeous lake right next door to the cabin. So it is a little cold because we are at the end of summer and we are sort of halfway up the country. It's about 18, 19 degrees in the water, but we have had a few dips already. We've even done some paddle boarding, which is completely new to me, and it was actually really fun. I really hope we have the chance to do it again while we're here. Maybe there are some paddle boarding connoisseurs out there. My form is probably not great, but I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Rob filmed the lake in the morning as well. It's so gorgeous and really serene. There's been some mist over it, and yeah, I sleep way too long in the morning to actually enjoy this in person, so I'm very glad he's filmed this for me as well as you. So we've had a few nice excursions and things to do here, but one of the things that I really was looking forward to the most was foraging, which we have done as well. We have the woods right at our doorstep here, and we've already found some lingonberries, some blueberries, and a berry that looks like a blueberry but is actually called odom. I'm not sure what it's called in English, but if I can find out, I will put it on the screen for you. And then we headed a little further into the woods and went hunting for mushrooms. Maybe hunting is the wrong word. We went foraging for mushrooms. What's available right now that we know is chantarelles and porcini. We found quite a few chantarelles, so I'm excited to cook them for you today. We've already cleaned them, which is a very simple process. If they're dry, you just brush them off with a little brush and cut off the stem or the end of the stem, and that's it. We are actually going to cook outside today, and we have done a little bit of outdoor cooking already actually. We've made some camping bread, which I think every Swede has done as a kid because it's a fun thing to do. You wrap the dough around a little stick and then you cook it over an open fire. It was Rob's first experience, so he was very excited. We've also made a Sami bread called gaku, which was exciting too, and we've cooked that on a cooking device that's called a murka, which is what we are going to cook the mushrooms on today as well. And then we are going to make a Swedish classic because we are quite beginners at cooking on this murka. We thought we'd make something simple. We're going to make the Swedish classic called råraka, which is basically a potato pancake that has very, very few ingredients. It's basically potatoes and seasoning, and then we're going to top it, of course, with our gorgeous mushrooms and some lingonberries, and it will all become clear in a second. So I'm going to head back up to the cabin and let me show you the murka. So we've managed to start doing this and cooking when someone's clearing up something in the forest here, so excuse the noise. But this is our cooking device for today, and I did call it a murka, which is actually the brand that makes this. And what it is a cast iron, basically large style skillet that we're gonna heat with some gas to get a lot of heat, and we can cook out here in the beautiful nature. But before we do that, I want to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video and tell you a little bit more about them. Squarespace is an all-in-one website builder with lots of great tools to create a beautiful and well-functioning website without any prior knowledge of coding or website building. Their Fluid Engine design system offers great customizable templates that will suit your style and brand. For example, they offer great blogging tools which allow you to share your stories, photos, and videos, as well as schedule your posts as you wish. You can also use Squarespace to set up your own online store, whether you sell physical, digital, or service products. I use Squarespace for my online photography portfolio and really enjoy how easy and intuitive it is to use the drag and drop technology to bring my creative ideas to life. So if you're thinking about creating a website for your project, check out squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch your site, go to squarespace.com/goodeatings for 10% off your first website or domain. Okay, so now we are going to pop this guy on, and because I don't really trust myself with it yet, I'm gonna enlist my friend Lisa to come pop it on while I prepare the lingonberries that need to sit a little bit, which is perfect, so it can sit to the side while we prep the other stuff. I used about a cup's worth of fresh lingonberries that I added 1 tablespoon of sugar to, and then I just stirred that really thoroughly. This allows the sugars to start melting into the berries, and the berries will also release some liquid. Next, I added the mushrooms to the dry hot pan, and I fried them in the dry pan first to allow all the liquids to release and evaporate. At this stage, I also like to add a pinch of salt, which helps draw the water out of the mushrooms. And I just make sure to stir that through the mushrooms and then have a lot of patience. Once all the liquid has evaporated, I add a little bit of oil and stir that through, and then I push the mushrooms out to the outer rim of the frying pan, if you will, so that I could use the center part for my potato patties. The mushrooms will keep cooking gently on the lower heat on the outer rim, while I can keep using the middle part on a higher heat. You really need to do very little prep for these potato patties, and I use about 2 to 3 potatoes per patty that I simply grate on a box grater on the rougher side. Then I add a pinch of salt to the grated potato and just mix that through the potato before adding it into a clean kitchen towel. And I do this because I really want to squeeze as much liquid out of the potato as possible. And again, the salt will help draw the water out, and then I can use the kitchen towel to really squeeze the liquid out of the potato. This step really helps with the frying, as you don't have a lot of liquid that doesn't agree with the oil and the heat, and it also helps the grated potato pieces stay together. As you can see here, I'm adding quite a lot of oil to the pan, and I make sure that it's an oil that can take high heat. Then I add the potato and I flatten it out, but I also lift it up from the underneath using the spatula to help it not stick too much to the pan. I season with plenty of salt and black pepper, and then I let it fry for about 4 or 5 minutes on one side before I flip it over. You can check if it's golden underneath before flipping, and then you'll know that it's done. All right, so when the mushrooms had released all their liquid in here and absorbed the salt, I just pushed them out to the side. And what's great about this cooking method is that you can turn the outer rim off, so it's cooler out here than it is in the middle where I'm cooking the potato now, which needs a bit of heat and quite a bit of oil to cook nicely and become basically like a hash brown. And what you do when you pop the potatoes on is that you push down while you also lift up. That sounds weird, but you push down a bit and lift up a bit, and that way it doesn't stick too much to the pan. As I finished my potato patties, I moved them out to the outer rim so that I could finish off the mushrooms. I pulled them back to the center of the pan and added a big knob of vegan butter. I also seasoned them with a little bit more salt. Now that the potato pancakes are done, I've just pushed the mushrooms back in the middle to season them with some salt, and now I'm putting some black pepper on and some butter, of course, which is the chantarelles' best friend. And now it's really ready to serve up, so let's do it. To add a little bit of creaminess to this dish, I added a dollop of vegan crème fraîche to the pancake before loading it up with the mushrooms. As a finishing touch, I also garnished the dish with a sprig of dill, which is probably the most Swedish of all herbs. So this was our little postcard to you guys from our Dalarna trip. I hope you enjoyed coming with us for a little outdoor cooking here. And yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care. Bye.